of the organizer, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you for taking time to attend this webinar. It's my pleasure to be the moderator for this webinar. I'm Nur Suziani binti Muhammad Dahlan from SK Padang Menora, Tasik Gelugur, Pulau Pinang. Today we have a spectacular panel for you. We hope that you find their presentation informative and engaging. So sit back, relax and enjoy the webinar. Today's webinar is all about literacy in library, and the main topic for this slot is literacy in school libraries, a perspective from Europe. We have a distinguished speaker who will be sharing her insight and knowledge about this topic. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to share a bit facts about this amazing speaker. She is the school librarian from Croatia. She is a IASL regional director. She is an Erasmus project manager and is a founder in IFS teams. She also a course provider in project management and innovation. She is a mentor for volunteers in Europe Solidarity Corps. She also has a Master of Pedagogy and Librarianship and Bachelor of Pedagogy and Informative Science. Wow, such an amazing speaker we have today. So I would like to encourage everyone to stay tuned until the end of this slot because, trust me, we will gain a lot of tips and ideas from her. Now, I'm presenting Miss Antonija Lujanac, School Librarian, Osnova Škola Dobraj Sisira Zagreb from Croatia. Miss Antonija, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a very nice and sunny weather here in Croatia. I can share only with you that I work in a public library, public primary school, and it's I feel very honored and grateful to be today with you and to share some good practice examples. And thank you, Miss Maya, for giving me this opportunity. So first, I'd like to share with you some basic information about literacy in Europe. And you will have an opportunity to see one great video that I recorded this year in Finland. I will present you something called the phenomenon-based learning, and you will see that it's perfect solution for many schools because this approach is very flexible. It's appropriate for the local students. It's connected with the real life context, but for such innovative teaching, educators must be prepared very well and collaborate a lot with each other, but also like we now in cooperation at international level with colleagues from different profiles. I will show you a video from one Finnish school where this phenomenon-based learning is very successful. Probably as you, every year I prepare school library curriculum, and every year I think about students' needs. And in the last few years, I noticed that literacy start to be priority again. Now in Croatia, as you can see on this map, it's literacy rate by country map. Situation about literacy in Europe, in Asia, is quite well. For example, in your country, you have almost 95% of people who are, let's say, good in literacy. In Europe is also good situation, but every year we have the new students, new generation, and for them we have to be prepared and make a good plan for their long-term literacy. So in the last few decades, because the literacy in Europe is quite well, we have different priorities. For example, in this moment in European school systems, We have priority like digital skills, inclusion, civic education, and sustainable development. However, literacy is part of the framework called key competencies, and we know that if without well-developed literacy skills, it's impossible to ensure long life learning. So I can confirm that even literacy is not the priority now. As pedagogical and informational experts, we must be aware that literacy is one of our main goals every day. On this map about literacy, we can notice that many countries in the world more than 90% of literacy. Of course, in some parts of the world, literacy could be better. And in these areas, the librarian really can make a difference. If we have great librarians, they can really help to the students and to local community in literacy. The literacy rate change every year, but we measure it through tests every 5 years. For example, when we are thinking about reading literacy, every 5 years we measure and make a test, and this test, the last one was in 2021, so during the pandemic. We noticed that in some countries, results showed drops. And also, for example, in some countries, especially in Asia, in Singapore, Hong Kong, Russia, they are still very good in reading. But in Europe, some countries like Belgium, they have some problems with reading skills. A similar situation and results are in Cyprus and in France. Almost traditionally, girls have better results in reading literacy, but I believe that we can agree that actually everybody, every school year, we need new plans and make our program more successful. When we are thinking about information literacy, I found a great article by Dr. Leslie Farmer. She is member of International Association of School Librarianship, and she investigates information literacy for many, many years. And in the whole world, we have a new trend. It is artificial intelligence. And now we as teachers, as librarians, are needed more than ever to support teachers and students in using such tools. For example, when I first time used ChatGPT, it reminded me on the service called Ask a Librarian. It's almost the same, but here through ChatGPT, you have this fast conversation with, let's say, a librarian. Of course, there are many issues, especially in the field of intellectual property. And now many people are aware how important critical thinking skills are, because we need skills to set a good question to the tool, and also to recognize the best answer. So how we can use and help students to use these tools in a good way. So it's good for us as informational experts that we, let's say, research a little bit more about how artificial intelligence tools are developed. What is behind? It's also good for us to track and critique its writing. We should test some content that these tools offer us and compare it with textual and other sources we have. It's always good to try transfer information from one format to another. For example, these answers from these tools, how we can transfer it to essay or infographic or to poster. It's important for us and our students and teachers to discuss legal, ethics, and intellectual property concerns that are connected with these tools. We should also tell to students that sometimes these tools can be used in bad purposes, like for cheating, and very open-minded talk about this. So maybe tell them about some case studies where these tools were used for cheating. It's good also to invite artists and programmers and other professionals in our school, virtual or physical, maybe to discuss with students and tell them their experience in using artificial intelligence tools. And when we are cooperate with our colleagues in schools, probably we are not so exciting about using all the time the new tools, but these tools should be interested for us. And we should maybe organize some workshops and work together with our colleagues. Try to make, let's say, some school guidelines for using these tools. It's also when we are working with our students, think and talk with them about research process. So how did they find this information? Why is this results important for them? We can make it more personal. And of course, we should try to encourage students to transform this content into another format. Now I'd like to show you the video. In this video, you will see some projects that I have in my school library. And Dr. Maria Fenicolau yesterday presented one amazing project. It's about virtual storytelling. Today you will see how we work in this project. And also you will see the original recording from Finnish school, where the phenomenon-based learning is very successful. This video I made for our friends and librarians in Italy. Thanks to Erasmus program, I had a lot of opportunities to visit some European schools, and I'd like to show you some good practice examples. And during the watching, please try to think about some questions like how we can detect the needs of our students, how we can involve more local communities in finding solutions, and how we can be innovative. Why are these questions important? Because we all want to promote more equality in education. And when we are thinking about a holistic and humanistic approach to education of today's students, we really need to be innovative, and we really need exchanging and sharing good practice examples and knowledge. So I'd like to start with some good practice from my school, from Croatia. So during this school year, we implemented some Erasmus projects in my school through the school library programs. We had Erasmus project called Open Communities for Sustainable Development, or OUTSIDE. This is a project that promotes innovations, sustainability, open schooling, and outdoor learning. We also have Experimenta project. This is a project that promotes STEM education in school system, but in collaboration with local communities. Then we have community agreements for education, very innovative project that encourage educators to find best way of collaboration with local stakeholders. And we also have a nice project called Young Ambassadors Against Bullying and Cyberbullying. This is a very innovative project that starts with a research and include more students as young ambassadors that will be promoters of anti-bullying campaigns. So take a look.
Po listu i kori određujemo vrstu stava.
Hoje tadi ada orang sekolah. Tadi pagi tadi ada.
QR kod nas vodi do opisa stava.
Apa tadi apa ini?
Smažimo i javne ustanove maksimum.
So thanks to Erasmus, I had a nice opportunity to visit Finland and some Finnish schools 5 years ago, but also this year. I visited Helsinki City Library and see what they offer, how they collaborate with the local community, and also some very innovative schools that implement into practice something called phenomenal learning. So take a look. Here you can see that the classroom is designed to be in the school all day long. So the students here can feel like they're at home. They can work in group, but also they can work in individual, in some quiet places. But there is also a lot of spaces where they can feel comfortable and take a rest if they need. This classroom were designed for students aged 10 years old. And the best thing here is that they explore real world phenomenon. Per year, they investigate four phenomenon. For example, during the winter, they will investigate Europe, and in all subjects, the Europe was the main topic. So, for example, in the class of art, they were drawing bridges of the Europe, the most famous bridges. In geography, they investigate time zones through Europe. They really encourage movement, and usually the students and teachers are without shoes because they believe, and it's true, that if you walk without shoes, it's very healthy, also for your brain, especially for reading skills. There are some very good exercise, for example, walking on the stick, and this can activate some brain area that are also responsible for reading skills. When the students need relaxation, they can choose, for example, some quiet place like this tunnel. So it's not a problem if they need an hour to be alone or to be in their spontaneous game. It's also obligatory every day. They have to spend 1 or 2 hours outdoor. So you can see that outdoor is snow, it's very cold, but students must be on the fresh air. They must be sometimes without organization of their time. They encourage a lot using ICT tools and devices. And I was really surprised that students didn't use these tools for gaming. They used these tools for investigating their task. When they need a quiet room, they can use this room. And it's really, really like you are at home. This is a school library. It's open space in the hall. Everybody are responsible to make this library be in order, and it's free for use. It's actually designed like libraries, like public libraries in Finland. In this city, they have a lot of Russian people, so for them they prepared classrooms and literature on their Russian language. Some classroom for younger students, a lot of toys. And for Finnish educators, every students have individual needs. So they don't separate students with special needs in different and isolated classrooms. They are involved in regular classes, and of course teachers are educated to work with them. For example, if they dyslexia or other needs, special needs teachers work with these students. We can use some great ideas for this concept. Of course, we cannot copy paste it in our countries because we are different culture. But a lot of these good solutions, tested solutions from Finnish school, we can use in our countries. So students can sleep if they need a rest. They work a lot. When they work very intensive and very concentrated. Of course, when you have such a concept, innovative concept, educators must collaborate very, very often. At a daily basis, they must agree about everything. So they must communicate and collaborate a lot. But the final result is amazing. Teachers are satisfied and have a good, very, very good results in all fields. In this concept, they connect different subjects. So, for example, sport, art, geography, everything is connected. All the time they have the same main topic and everything is connected. So the students during the classes must remember what they learn and they must connect the knowledge of different subjects. Of course, they use physical books, but they can choose any format they like. Sometimes the age of students is mixed. Here you can see they learn about time zones in Europe. And the main goal is to help students work as they will work in the future. So in the future, they will work in teams, and of course, they will work together on complex problems that must include sustainability, urbanizations, and the rise of artificial intelligence. This is from the Helsinki City Library, and the similar concept is also there. All people who use the library are welcome, and they can use all kinds of services for free. And of course, they must know how to use it, but they know it because during their school education, they learn how to do it. The teacher from this school is in very good and very often cooperation with me and Miss Maya and Miss Maria and Miss Sofia. We started to work in another project. It's called International Virtual Storytelling. We also had a nice project called International Virtual Storytelling. Everything started during the COVID lockdown. We organized Zoom sessions with students all over the world. Usually, I organize storytelling sessions with librarians from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Nigeria. And we also invite some European schools from Iceland, Finland, Germany, Spain, Poland, Greece, Turkey, Croatia. So a lot of schools think that virtual storytelling is a very nice activity. Students really like this project, and I will share with you some good outputs thanks to this project.
Grade 3 students and teachers, we have a new storyteller, virtual storyteller today. And as you can remember, the first 2 storytellers came from Croatia and then Finland, and they were from the continent of Europe. Today, we are going to have another storyteller. And this one, can you see this one here, kids? Ms. Zaida, can you ask one of the students of what map are we showing here?
Who knows? What map is that? Wait. Go come closer, wait. Come closer. Here. This one, come closer.
What map is that?
Africa.
It's the map of Africa. Very good. And we are going to have a speaker from this specific country, Nigeria. See? Now, let me tell you about our story, our speaker or our virtual storyteller. Our virtual storyteller is Dr. Sophia Adiyeye, and she is coming from Ibadan, Nigeria. And you know, kids, in Africa, People there love bright colors because colors represent their feelings, represent their culture, represent the things that they can see around them. And look, that's Dr. Sevilla. And what color is she wearing? What color? Yes, it's yellow. Because yellow in Nigeria represents beauty and wealth. Do you know that in their country, the king is always wearing yellow because that's a sign of happiness and wealth? And look at this one here. Dr. Sophia is wearing a pink dress. Wow. Dr. Sophia will tell us what is the name of the dress that they're wearing. Pink represents love and kindness. So this afternoon, we are going to listen to the story of Dr. Sophia, and I believe her story is all about colors. She will give all the other information to all of you. Let's welcome Dr. Sophia to share her story to all of us.
Morning. It's still very early in the morning here in Nigeria, Indonesia. So the title of that story reads thus: How Colors Came Together in the Sky by Zainab. One day, after a heavy rain, the next slide, Dr. Maria. Okay. One day after a heavy rain, Imam looked across the sky and saw colors in it for the first time.
What is the most important rite in Nigeria?
What is the important rite in Nigeria? Wow.
Tribe?
Right.
Dr. Maria.
So let's say, for example, human rights, children's rights. Wow, that is out of the box question, but that is really something that we have to learn from Nigeria. Good question. Okay.
The most important right in Nigeria is the right of children to school, to go to school, the right of individuals to live in a decent place, the right of children to be who they really cut out to be. So we have different rights, but the most important one is the access to education. Access to education. And the government is doing everything to make sure that children are kept out of the streets so that they can attain what they cut out to be in life. You know, we have a lot of out of school children in Nigeria. So the government is doing everything, deploying all machinery to make sure that children have access to education. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, reading.
So many hands are raising.
Emily.
What is the capital of Nigeria?
Abuja, and is in northern Nigeria.
Is the story short?
Because of attention span.
Thank you.
I guess if it's too long, it will be boring.
At the end, some things to remember. I hope that during these video lessons, you have some nice innovative ideas how we can discover needs of our students to promote equality and humanistic approach, how we can include more local communities in finding best solutions for our students, and how we can be innovative. So I hope that you are not afraid to make some failure, because fails are normal process of every innovation. So thank you for watching, and please feel free to contact me for any feedback or your offer for future collaboration. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So now I am here available for you if you have any questions or feedbacks. I will be glad to answer.
Thanks to Ms. Antonia for the mind-blowing explanation about this topic. I just love to see the desks and chairs there. So cute.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question for you, if you have any question, you may jot down at the Q&A section, and I will try to read it to Ms. Antonia. Or you also can raise up your hands and ask Ms. Antonia personally. One question from SMK Kidoro. How we can collaborate in these activities?
So if you are from Malaysia, then the best way is to contact Miss Maya Abdul Mahid, and she knows everything about this project because she is from the beginning in this project. So, for example, for virtual storytelling, you should contact her, and we already know how to organize it, which time is the best for all of us. And of course, you are welcome to join us.
Okay, one more from Nur Azima. If we have issue with language barrier, how to overcome it?
Yes, it's a great question. And actually, we always, like Dr. Maria Fenicolau mentioned yesterday, mother language is very important. But also using English. So most of us are not native English speaker, and we have all the same problem. So usually I record the session and upload it to YouTube, and then use this service of subtitling. So the students, for example, when we organize a storytelling session for Greek students, they have different letters and different language. I prepared this storytelling recording, upload to YouTube, and YouTube translate and make subtitles on Greek language. So we find always solutions how to adapt content to students.
Good idea. Okay. Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, one more question. Ms. Antonia, do you have any social media platforms such as Facebook or Instagram?
Yes, we are very active on Facebook. So our group, storytelling group. You can find on your Facebook page of your organizer of this event, this webinar. You will find my knjižnica is a Croatian word for library. But there is also I have Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. So feel free to contact Miss Maya for contact. I will be very glad to meet more of you.
Okay, we are some comment from Indonesia. I am interested in having collaboration with Malaysia school librarians. I am Indonesia. Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss Maya, for the last agenda, I want to give a bit conclusion from my perspective. Okay, the conclusion is all teachers have to collaborate to give their best for our students. The use of physical and digital book is needed in class. In the future, our students also will work together to improve their artificial intelligence. Our technical team will upload the QR code for attendance today, and you, there. Okay. All teachers, you can scan the QR code, and you may also click at the comment area. Okay, we will give time. Okay, you will get your cert at your email, and teachers, you can register this webinar in SPL KPM under webinar e-pembelajaran. Okay. Wait, I see. More question or not? Okay, thank you. Dr. Maria also in this comment area. You can contact me in Indonesia. Okay. Wow, banyaknya. Okay, Dr. Maya also have responded at the comment area. Those who want to join us for the visual storytelling, you may PM Jawatan Kuasa Pusat Sumber. Okay, Dr. Maria. Okay.